All right, so for my real life application, I'm going to introduce you all to the Wilson versus Midway Games, a court case from 1997, and I am going to show you guys the article from 2001 that detailed it all. In 2001, the Hartford Courant published a story detailing the death of a young boy named Noah Wilson. Noah was 13 years old when he and his friend Yancey were recreating fight moves from the popular video game series Mortal Kombat. Everything was going fine until young Nancy found a knife in the streets and used it in a finishing move. Unfortunately, Yancey caused a fatal blow by plunging the knife into the chest of Noah, severing the carotid artery, resulting in massive blood loss that led to his death. The mother of Noah sued the game company Midway, claiming that they were responsible for the death of her son because the game was so addicting the two boys actually believed to be characters from the game. She claimed that she was owed damages for product liability and negligence. And an excerpt from the court case concerning negligence. First, it argues that Wilson cannot recover as a matter of state tort law, as Midway owed no duty, and alternatively, Yancey's criminal act of stabbing Noah constitutes an intervening cause that breaks the legal chain of causation and relieves Midway of liability. Second, Midway argues that both the Connecticut and federal constitutions preclude a recovery of damages in this context because Mortal Kombat is protected speech that possesses no imminent threat of lawlessness. The ensuing court case had found Midway to have no proximate cause in relation to the claim of product liability or negligence. The game is also protected by freedom of speech because the game is not instructing you to actively go out and commit these violent maneuvers outside of the video game. This news article closely resembles our reading in Chapter 3 concerning proximate cause and negligence. There it gives a very distinct definition that proximate cause says that courts often refuse to find proximate cause if there is a weak linkage between the defendant's actions and the subsequent injury. And in this court case, Midway had successfully argued that the plaintiff had failed to properly support the claim of product liability and negligence, therefore failing to provide a proximate cause, and that resulted in the case being dismissed. For this case, the outcome of it, I 100% agree with. I do not agree that video games or movies or books or TV series are any type of factor when it comes to enabling violent behavior. In 1997, the ESRB had been established, so video games were already coming out with an E through M rating, much how movies are, G through R. So by the time that young Noah had Mortal Kombat, it was already aware that this was a mature game. So now we have to look at who got the game for Noah. If we talk about negligence, then the mother must have known that this was a violent video game. She had to have known. Throughout the court case, she talks about specifics of the characters and all the blood that's all around. But yet she still had no problem allowing Noah and Yancey to play these games. So I agree that they should not have been held accountable for this. I guess if I were a judge and I would try to say that when it comes to freedom of speech, things like this, if it's not actively saying that go out and do these things, then it's protected. Unless it is absolutely going out and saying that you need to do this, then I feel it holds no ground.